Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 27th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Lots of news today, so let's get right into it, shall we? The Anne Arundel County Police are investigating what they believe to be a murder at a waterfront home in Tracys Landing in South County. On Sunday at about 3:30 p.m., they were called to a residence by the boyfriend of the owner to report that she was missing and that there was blood in the home. When officers arrived, they checked the home and property and discovered her body nearby. Police have said that evidence points to this being a murder, but the chief medical examiner will make the official determination. The victim was identified as 58-year-old Juanita Colapalai, who was a security expert. Her vehicle was missing from her home and recovered in Leesburg, Virginia, and brought back here to be searched. Police do say this was a targeted incident and not a random act of violence, but they are asking anybody with any information to call them at 410-222-4731. On Sunday morning, a Glen Burnie man was observed driving erratically and hopped a curb on Ritchie Highway in Glen Burnie. Police pulled him over, and the suspect was belligerent and extremely impaired. So much that he head-butted one officer, kicked another one, and spit on a third. Not a great way to make friends with the popo. In addition to the DWI, he is now facing a slew of other assault charges. Also on Sunday morning, gunfire erupted along Belle Reve Road in Annapolis. Now, this is over by the community college on the Broadneck Peninsula. There, police found 2 bullet holes in a Toyota, 2 more bullet holes in another car that broke the rear window. A third car was found with damage, and a nearby home was struck as well. All in all, they collected 18 spent shell casings and found 2 live rounds. They did identify a suspect and searched his apartment to find 2 9mm handguns and some weed. He has not yet been charged, but police are asking the public to give them a call if they know anything. That number is 410-222-6145. Well, last night we found out who the candidates are for the City of Annapolis elections this year. Actually, these are the candidates to date. The deadline was last night at 9 p.m., but if there are unfilled slots, which there are, the central committees can appoint someone to run or not, but that deadline is August 9th. There are 4 vacancies on the Republican side of things, but the names that we know so far are, for mayor, Democrat Mayor Gavin Buckley and Republican Steve Strawn. For Ward 1, Democrat Ellie Tierney, and this is one of the slots that the Central Committee could fill. There is no Republican. For Ward 2, there's Democrat Karma O'Neill and Republican Scott Gibson. For Ward 3, there's Democrat Rhonda Pindell Charles and also Democrat Keanu Smith Brown. This is another slot that the Central Committee could fill on the Republican side. For Ward 4, Democrats Sheila Finlayson and Tony Strong Pratt with a vacancy on the Republican side, another hole. For Ward 5, you have Democrat Brooke Schandelmeyer and Republican Monica Manthe. For Ward 6, Democrat DeJuan Gay and Republican George Gallagher. For Ward 7, Democrat Rob Savage. He's running solo, so there is a slot potentially to be filled there. And for Ward 8, there are 2 Democrats, Ross Arnett and Katie George, and 1 Republican in Rock Taze. Now, if the Central Committees do not fill those slots, it looks like Ellie Tierney and Rob Savage will go to a second term in office without really participating in any election. I mean, they have to get at least 1 vote, but absent any write-in candidates, they should skate right in. All in all, kind of disappointing, but stay tuned. We're going to try to talk to them all so you will have the ability to cast a very educated vote. Hey, here's a job tip for you. If you are into the trades, heavy equipment operations, plumbers, ironworkers, HVAC, painting, flooring, carpentry, elevator repair, and the like, the Anne Arundel County Workforce Development Corporation and the City of Annapolis is putting together a hiring fair at the Pip Moyer Rec Center from 3 to 7 p.m. on Wednesday, August 4th. Apparently, apprenticeship opportunities will be offered on site. You can learn more at constructiontrades.eventbrite.com. And again, this is August 4th from 3 to 7 at the Pip Moyer Rec Center. And finally, as we wrap up, at the beginning I did say it was Tuesday, so that means it is Ticket Tuesday, which may be tickets to shows, festivals, games, etc., or it may be gift cards to local restaurants. But today it is a ticket, and I have a pair of tickets to see the former Mr. Angelina Jolie, Billy Bob Thornton, and I suspect he'd kick my ass for that reference, but hey, what are the odds of him listening to the Daily News Brief? He'll be at the Ram's Head on stage Wednesday, August 4th, and Billy Bob does put on a great show and is a master bluesy rocky act. I have seen him before. It is very entertaining. As always, these are great seats right at the corner of the stage, and I'm going to try to keep these as simple as possible. Just leave a review of the Daily News Brief, and we will select one winner. If you already left a review, send me a DM on Twitter and we'll manually get you included. Now, Apple does take some time to publish them, so we're going to announce the winner next Tuesday morning. And like last week, if you don't win, that's okay. We're probably going to have a few other consolation prizes to give away as well. Good luck. All right, that's it for the news. But first, a quick thank you to the four sponsors for today's Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, Rehab to Perform that just opened up at 1750 Forest Drive, and MacMedics in Severna Park, and Lanham was just there yesterday. Alrighty, now hang tight. George Young from DC MDVA Weather is here with your locally forecast weather, and he'll be here right after we hear from Rick Peters from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. With all the talk of energy resilience in the news recently, I'm surprised there's not more talk about solar plus batteries, especially since 1/3 of all of our new residential solar projects include a battery backup system that provides instant energy security and peace of mind. And with incentives in place for battery backup, this investment is now more affordable than ever. With financing rates as low as 0.99% and plans offering 18 months same as cash, it's now easier than ever to go solar with no money down. Financing creates an easy bill swap scenario where you replace your electric bill with a loan payment, allowing you to build equity in your own personal energy supply. Don't wait for your next power outage to act. Contact us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net to learn more about solar with battery backup. Don't wait another minute. Sunshine's are wasted.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
Are you an active adult or competitive athlete dealing with an injury keeping you from being at your best? Then Rehab to Perform is here to get you back to your full potential. R2P is a unique fitness-focused physical therapy company with 4 locations in Maryland. More like a training room and a personal training studio than a medical facility. R2P offers physical therapy for lower back pain, overuse injuries, post-surgery, muscle pulls, chronic pain, and more. R2P also offers rehabilitation for concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries. To learn more, visit rehabtoperform.com.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, July 27th. Yesterday brought more summertime heat and humidity to the Annapolis region, and conditions will stay that way through Thursday before a slight cool-off Friday through the weekend into the 80s. Look for sunshine and high temps today and tomorrow in the 90s, followed by more 90s Thursday, with another chance of PM storms as a frontal boundary moves through from the west, helping drop high temps back into the 80s Friday through the weekend, with AM lows dropping back into the 60s. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DC MDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe, and be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DC MDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and use our website each day by visiting DCMDVAweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company.
So maybe you've heard by now, the real estate market is hot. Actually, on fire might be a better term. And if you've been thinking about changing your address lately, but need to get your house market ready, here are a few simple tips to make your house shine. Clear the clutter, basically making your house look like no one lives there when you still live there. Removing everything from kitchen and bathroom countertops is a great start. Give your house a deep clean. We're not just talking about a simple dust and vacuum. Think of this as detailing your house. Get into those hard-to-reach places, especially in the rooms buyers will focus on, like the kitchen and bathrooms, and power wash the outside walkways and decks. A fresh coat of paint can go a long way. Light gray and white trim is a safe choice. And finally, talk to us. The Kristi Neidhardt Team can help you find things you might not notice around your house that can make a huge difference in your sale price.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at MacMedics.com. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.